Hey guys, it's your girl Tara Crush back with another review, and this time it is for The Real Housewives of Potomac. If you haven't already, please hit my subscribe button down at the bottom. Thank you so very much. Oh. Okay, so let's get right into it. So, as you all know, this is my favorite installment of the series, right? I love Potomac. It somehow surpassed Atlanta for me. I don't know what the two have in common, but yes, those are my two favorite. And it was Salt Lake City before they took Miss Mary off. Like, what's there to watch for now? I mean, Jen's going to jail. Come on, man. Anyway, moving right along. Now, this series, it's been definitely on my nerves this year because it seems that there has been an attack on the brown girls on the series. And by the brown girls, I do mean Candace and I do mean Wendy, the two most educated on the show. I feel like everything is centered around attacking them and their lives, and I don't like it. And so we did see last week where, Robin was doing the most to try to drag Candace under the bus by playing a recording in front of the entire group of Candace on live IG. Now, I do agree, if you are on live, that is free game. It's just the way it was done that was questionable, if that's supposed to be your friend. And I agree with Candace in her assessment of you should have come to talk to me if, as my friend, you felt a way about what I had to say. Because, and at that moment, I'm pretty sure that Candace was including Robin in that rant because she was one of the ones that was treating Wendy so bad after Wendy had a drink thrown on her. So I think that's where it all stemmed from. Maybe it was that Candace didn't have a room or didn't have a bed, It's crazy, but Mia is just like the most petty of them all, in my opinion. She's spoiled and she's petty. And she likes to throw her money, around. And nobody likes that type of person, right? Okay, so we did actually see Mia at one of her ribbon cuttings from one of her chiropractic offices. It's called Joint Chiropractic. So just make sure y'all never support. No, I'm just playing. She's a Black woman in business, so I absolutely support that. And if they can meet your needs, absolutely go see those people. But yeah, she opened up her first location in DC. I guess she said that's 5 regions now. Good for her and her husband or whatever. And Karen was there to help her celebrate. I guess her mother wasn't there, so I don't know, did her mother relapse or something? I'm not for certain. But I will be sending out a prayer to her mom because I know from watching others, drug addiction is a very, very evil beast. And a lot of times they want to come out of it, but they don't know how. They don't know how to come out of it. It's kind of like a toxic relationship, You might know you need to get out of that toxic relationship, but sometimes it's just easier to stay in it. Because when you get out of it, you got to deal with them trying to get you back. You got to deal with being alone. You got to deal with, the aftermath of the relationship. Is normally a toxic relationship causes other relationships to become toxic or dysfunctional. So when you come out of a toxic relationship, it is definitely life-changing. And the same thing with addiction. When you try to come away from a drug of addiction, then you have to deal with the withdrawals trying to pull you back. You have to deal with the people that you used to use those drugs with trying to come back in your life, because you got to pretty much cut those people out too. You got to deal with the aftermath of being an addict, and your life and the relationships that you have ruined because of that. So it's very much the same, so we should give Mia's mother some grace. I'm not giving Mia anything because it's not her on the drugs, it's her mother. And, lend our prayers if we have those sincere for her mother and anyone else out there trying to fight addiction. Anyway, moving along. So they got that deal done. But I thought it was interesting that there was some speech between her and G about a deal that fell through and how a lot was writing on that deal. You know what? Because God don't like ugly. Mia, watch how you treat people, honey. Because God will give it, then take it away. I would hate for you to have to move out of your house or something like that, honey. You just never know what's going to happen. You done threw how much you make to people in their faces. Like, girl, it's your girl. Like, seriously. Like, I seriously hope you think about the way you treat people and can correlate that with your current state of affairs. I don't know. And maybe it all worked out. Maybe they got a better deal to go through. But, you know, I just found it pretty funny. Not really funny, but ironic that they would be having that conversation right after, you know, Miami and the way she treated them at Miami. So, karma is a mother, ain't it? I'm just saying. So we'll just have to see if they make it out of whatever that is. Now, let me just say this. Okay, so let me see. We have Candace, right? So Candace recently spoke with Giselle and let her know she wasn't having her BS that she was trying to start about her husband. And Robin had previously told Candace that she agrees with her that she doesn't feel like it was anything malicious done or anything wrong done on Chris's part, and that Giselle was pretty much, you know, creating a narrative that she didn't really agree with. And since then, you know, Robin did the whole thing last week with the whole tape recorder thing in front of everyone to try to embarrass Candace. And since then, they have made up and apologized to one another. Well, you know, she apologized to Robin, and Robin apologized to her for the way that she did it. Even though Robin hasn't been very apologetic this season at all, I think her hairdresser losing her sister and her sister's husband in a car accident had a lot to do with how Robin wants to move forward with some of her friendships, you know. So I just found that quite interesting that they were able to reconcile that quickly, which is good. I don't like that Candace cries every time she's having a moment. I think Candace needs anxiety medication to kind of calm her and keep her on an even keel. That way she can gain control over her emotions. I say that because I recognize the same things in myself. And until I was able to get on a low dose of Zoloft, honey, I'm telling you, it was just not good for me. You know, but, you know, I would be crying, laughing, arguing, mad, sad, all in the course of 10 minutes, you know. And it's like, this is not normal. Am I like tetrapolar? That's more than two poles, baby. Like, I don't know what's going on with me. But yes, I'm more even keel now, and I like that better than anything else because I was too emotional. Talk about on your sleeve, they was all over my body. I was wearing my emotions on my face. I was wearing my emotions on my arms, on my legs, on my torso, on my bum. I was carrying them on my bum. So, you know, it was, you know, I hope that I want that for Candace. But she was actually celebrating her MBA. Like, Candace was still in school, going to Howard, and got her master's degree in business. Girl, I'm too proud of you. And that's why they mad at you, girl. You're doing too much. You're doing too much. And that's why I say that you and Wendy are the most educated and the most hated on that show. Because you're the most accomplished as well. You know, none of the other ladies have accomplished the things that you have accomplished. Now, Mia, she's doing her thing in business, but is she really doing her thing in business? Because she said she had 25 locations, but now we find out 8 of them are not really her locations. They just get a franchise fee. So 8 of them are owned by somebody else. Come on with the truth. The truth gonna keep on falling out the closet. I promise you it is. I promise you it will. But, you know, I wish her much success, even though I don't care for Mia and her messiness. Messy Mia. That's what we're going to call her, Messy Mia. But I am happy that she is finding success in business. Moving right along. Giselle, it looks like Giselle is about to get all up in the business of Mia's friend to figure out what's really going on between Mia's friend and G, and if they have a throuple going, because the friend drives a Porsche, doesn't work, you know, is definitely into females, and clearly Giselle saw something when she looked in the shower of Mia and her friend Angie, I think is her name. So she saw something. And so that something has Giselle just like really thinking hard. And she's gonna try to get to the bottom of it. And I think that's gonna be the cusp of what causes a rift in that friendship, because we did see in the previews last week that they are going to have a big blow up, Mia and her friend. So we're gonna see what that's all about. That's gonna be super juicy. I can't wait for Mia's garbage to fall on the floor. I can't wait. I just can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. And then I just want to talk real quick about Giselle and what good happened in her life. She had a sweet 16 party for her twins. And I thought, yay, these girls are everything. They are really, really so intelligent. And I feel like Giselle should be super proud of these girls. And y'all know I can't stand me some Giselle, right? But her daughters are everything. So that just goes to show that ain't nobody all the way bad and ain't nobody all the way good, because you couldn't be all the way bad and come out with daughters like that. That is just my opinion. So there's a lot of good characteristics that she just doesn't really show us on this show. But I will say that she does always show up and show out for her daughters. And that is to be commended, because a lot of people in reality TV don't even show their children at all. But her daughters are definitely prevalent in her life, and she does not mind putting them on camera. And they don't mind collecting them checks, I bet. The little bit of checks that they may be getting for guest appearances. So I think that's good, you know, and it's going to help them solidify their future. So good for them. So their Sweet 16 party was super cute. Jamal Bryant was there, so he clearly shows up for his daughter. So I can't be mad at that either. So it was really cute and a very cute, and a very cute celebration. You know, because the girls, they were all ball gowned out, just beautiful, like they were on their way to prom, honey. I was very proud. And one thing I did want to speak about before I close out this review is Chris and Ray. I mean, how dare you, Ray? Now, Ray going to Chris, trying to get Chris to apologize to Giselle, saying Giselle didn't come today because of the situation between y'all. No, Giselle didn't come because she was not invited. Okay? Giselle was not invited. She was not welcome. Okay? So that's why Giselle wasn't there, because Candace let her know that, she wants nothing to do with her. And for Ray to go up to Chris and ask Chris to apologize for something he did not do, and that Giselle says he didn't do, I mean, the only thing that she claims that Chris is guilty of is going in her dressing room when there was no one in there with her. But girl, that's your dressing room. You act like he drugged you in his dressing room and shut the door and wouldn't let you out. That ain't what happened. You say that y'all went in. He actually said on stage, we'll talk after the show. And so after the show, which was the reunion, he, I guess, asked you, can y'all have a conversation? And you say, yes, let's go into my dressing room. My glam is in there. You get in there, the glam's not there. And now all of a sudden you feel uncomfortable. And even he did, because he says he remembers saying, shouldn't we leave the door open? Because this is going to look weird. And they opened the door and that was the end of it. Nothing was said. Nothing was done to make her feel anything. So no, he don't owe her an apology. And yes, if he does apologize, it is going to make it seem like he did something wrong. He did nothing wrong. I'm going to stand on that. Even though I do remember when Candace said, I think it was season 2, Giselle had come over and he had cooked for her and Giselle. And she said something about him having a crush on Giselle. I didn't like that then, and I don't like it now. Even especially now that Giselle is trying to pull this crap. I don't like it. I don't like it. And another thing, I didn't like last season. Y'all know Candace and Ashley keep a tumultuous relationship, right? They can never seem to get it right. But do y'all remember last year, they was somewhere And Chris was talking to Ashley in that kitchen and told her that motherhood looked good on her and that he was very proud of her and all of this. Like, you do not do that with somebody that is beefing with your wife all the time. Why would you go and pay compliments to somebody that is beefing with your wife all the time? I was so mad at you last season, Chris. I really was. I didn't like the way you was talking to Candace, and I did not like the way you was treating the people that don't treat her very well. And I wouldn't have been surprised if Candace wouldn't have filed for divorce from you, because you was doing the most last season. I ain't even gonna hold you. And I'm definitely team Candace and Chris, but you was out of line and you know it. You don't ever do that. Ever, ever, ever. So like right now, Ashley and your wife are not on the best of terms. Do not go paying Ashley a bunch of freaking compliments, because that is not loyalty. And it is wrong. But I gotta call a spade, so that's what I don't like about it. I don't like how things are coming out. But when you combine those with other things, it's like, better not nothing else come up. Bet not nothing else come up, Chris, and I mean it, because I'm gonna have to go on the side with the crazies. And the other last thing I wanted to talk about was Wendy and Robin hashing out their differences, because, you know, Robin, she got to keep on being fake, you know. Yeah, she said this and she said that. Now y'all both was like, yes. You laughed. You did not give her no attitude in the club. Why you telling Giselle like you told her like, which is it? No, you didn't. You did it the last meeting, just now, and I thought that was cute. They both said, I'm sorry. And of course, Wendy was a lot more affectionate than Robin was, because as brown girls, we feel like we got to overdo it when something happens and there's peace. We got to go overdo it. Wendy, you should have kept sitting there and gave her the same energy she was giving you, but whatever. If that brings y'all closer together and stops the argument, then I'm not mad at it, okay? All right. Now that's it. 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 Thank you all for tuning in. And if you haven't already, please hit my subscribe button down at the bottom. We are getting there. It is almost 2023, y'all. What we gonna do? What us gonna do? It's about to be 2023. What us gonna do? What us gonna do? I guess we'll just continue to live if that's what's God's will. But again, I do thank you all for watching. And again, if you don't like to subscribe to channels, I ain't mad at that. You got to the end of this video, and that's more than I can say for most. So thank you. You are great. You are loved. You are important. Okay? I'm goofy. I know. And that is my $5.02. Peace.